Hello, and thank you for taking the time to watch this short guide to our tracking process at the Catholic High School, Chester. At our school, we are committed to working closely with families to ensure every student makes strong, sustained progress. In this video, I'll walk you through how our tracking system works, what the grades mean, how target grades are set, and how the information can support your child. We want you to feel confident in understanding the data you receive and how it fits into your child's learning journey. Tracking is the system we use to formally assess students' progress 3 times a year. These tracking points give us a snapshot of how well students are understanding the curriculum and applying their skills over time. Tracking performs many features, but it allows us to celebrate strengths, identify areas where students may need extra support, put interventions in place early, and monitor curriculum progress throughout the year. It is an essential part of ensuring students stay on track and receive the right support at the right time. Teachers use a range of evidence to form each tracking judgment. It is not based on one test or one piece of work. Instead, we consider classwork, homework and independent study, retrieval practice, formal and informal assessments, and how confidently students are applying knowledge in lessons. This approach gives us a much more accurate and rounded picture of progress, helping us identify strengths and misconceptions early. It's important to understand exactly what you will see when your child's tracking sheet arrives. Each report includes the target grade, the currently expected to achieve grade, and when appropriate, 2 personalised improvement comments. In years 7 to 9, we use a banding system to assess how securely students are working within the Key Stage 3 curriculum. This gives us a really clear picture of how well they are accessing the content and how confident they are in applying their knowledge and skills. At this stage, there are 5 possible grades. They run from Band 1, which is the highest, down to Band 4, and then S, which indicates a need for additional support. Here is what each band means. Students in Band 1 demonstrate a very strong understanding of the curriculum. They apply knowledge confidently, work with depth and independence, and show excellent learning habits. Students performing at this level in Key Stage 3 would typically go on to perform very strongly when they begin GCSE courses, as they already show the foundations needed for high-level success. Band 2 students show a good, secure grasp of the curriculum. They can recall and apply their knowledge well and demonstrate positive progress over time. Students working at Band 2 are generally well placed to access GCSE content confidently and make strong progress once they begin Key Stage 4. Students in Band 3 understand many of the key concepts but may not yet apply them consistently or independently. They are developing their skills and knowledge, and with continued practice and support are likely to build the security they need for positive outcomes at GCSE. This band highlights that there is a potential for strong progress with sustained effort. Students working at Band 4 are still developing the core building blocks of the Key Stage 3 curriculum. They may find aspects of the work challenging and would benefit from further consolidation and support. As they move towards Key Stage 4, strengthening these foundations will be key to helping them thrive when the transition to GCSE learning. An S grade indicates that a student is currently working below Band 4 and needs additional targeted support. The priority here is to help them develop the essential knowledge and skills needed to access the curriculum securely, giving them a more confident starting point for their future GCSE journey. Using bands at Key Stage 3 gives families and teachers a simple but meaningful measure of how well students are engaging with the curriculum and how prepared they are for the demands of Key Stage 4. It also helps us identify strengths and areas where additional support or challenge may be needed. In years 10 and 11, students are assessed using the 9:1 GCSE scale or BTEC grades where appropriate. In years 12 and 13, our A-level students, grades follow the standard A* to E system. Sometimes on the tracking sheet you'll notice that we use split grades, such as 4-5, 5-6, A* or A. A split grade shows the range a student is currently working within. Learning doesn't always progress in neat steps. Early on in the academic year, students often sit between grades for a while as they consolidate knowledge, practice skills, and apply learning in more challenging contexts. Split grades give a more honest and nuanced picture of progress rather than forcing a single grade too early. Split grades show progress in smaller, more meaningful steps. They help students and families see movement and momentum, even when it isn't yet a full grade increase. They also help teachers target teaching more precisely, identify specific gaps, reduce pressure on students to hit an exact grade too early in the year, and communicate a clear picture of progress to families. Movement within a split grade is completely normal and expected as students develop confidence and understanding. Every student has a target grade, which gives an indication of the level they should be aiming for by the end of the year, or by GCSE or A-level. These targets help set ambition, guide expectations, and support discussions between students, staff, and families. For students who join us with Key Stage 2 prior attainment data, we use this data to help provide a target grade. This is called Key Stage 2 scaled scores. We also use alongside this national progress benchmarks. However, some students do not come to our school with Key Stage 2 data. This includes students who attended primary schools in Wales, where the assessment system is different, some in-year admissions, and students whose Key Stage 2 data was not recorded or available. For students without Key Stage 2 data, we begin by using all available information from their primary schools, including any reports or transition information. This helps establish initial understanding of their starting point. We then look closely at their early performances in the core subjects English, Maths, RE and Science to help inform a realistic and appropriate target. As the year progresses, these initial targets are reviewed based on classwork assessments and tracking information to ensure they remain suitable and aspirational. When students move into the next academic year, their targets are reviewed again against their previous year's tracking outcomes to confirm they still reflect their progress. This approach ensures that all students, including those without prior attainment, have fair, personalised and informed targets that support their long-term success. One thing that is really important to note is a target grade is not a limit. Students can, and often do, exceed the targets set for them. In 2 out of the 3 tracking periods, students also received 2 personal improvement targets alongside their tracking grades. These highlight the most meaningful next steps a student can take to improve. These targets might focus on knowledge recall, exam technique, extended writing, independent study habits, organisation or completion of homework, and class participation or focus. The purpose of these improvement targets is to make progress actionable. Students know exactly what to focus on, teachers can revisit and support these targets in lessons, and parents have a clear guidance on how to help at home. They are a crucial part of developing strong learning habits and building long-term success. Tracking supports your child by giving regular, structured feedback on how they are doing. It helps them understand their strengths, see where they need to improve, and recognise how their effort is contributing to their progress. For students who may be struggling, tracking allows us to act quickly. For students who are excelling, it ensures they continue to be challenged and stretched. Overall, tracking ensures every student receives the support they need to thrive. After each tracking window, teachers, curriculum leaders and year leaders meet to review the data in detail. We look for patterns, identify students who may need support, and plan the most effective next steps. This might include additional class-based support, specific practice task or interventions, stretch and challenge opportunities, or conversations with form tutors or year leaders. The important thing is that tracking leads to real, meaningful action that makes a difference to your child's learning. Thank you for taking the time to watch this overview of our tracking process. We know that education works best when school and families work closely together, and your support is hugely valued. If you have any questions about your child's tracking report, their improvement targets, or their progress more generally, please contact their subject teacher, form tutor, or year leader. We are always happy to help and discuss next steps. Thank you for your continued support of our school and our students.